one would listen. In 1942, we were moved to the ghetto. The ghetto at one point was still open, which means that we could go to the outer city, okay? And I remember distinctly one thing, that my grandmother was a very religious and very orthodox person, told my mother to go out and take me with her and to buy me some ham. Now, ham was something that was never seen in our household, being so religious. And my grandmother said, well, you know, this is the food that you can give the child, but I don't want it in this house, so don't bring it home. I think that it registered to me because it was maybe the first double message of the kind of a double message that I ever heard, and therefore I distinctly remember not exactly understanding why did she say it's okay to buy it, but don't bring it home. So only years afterwards I realized what this woman really went through, probably, in order to, you know, to try to somehow supplement the diet. And then my first, I'd say, very vivid memory was around this time. This must have been the winter of 1942. And I was about 4.5 years old, and I was sick. I had an inflammation of the inner ear. It was in terrible pain, and they had to take me to the doctor, and I was crying, but there was a curfew at that time. For some reason, there was a curfew until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So my father was very impatient to take me to the doctor, to have my ears pierced and my drums pierced, and once it was 4 o'clock, he took me on his arms and we went out of the house on the sidewalk, and right at the entrance, vis-a-vis the entrance, was this German soldier. I can still, as a matter of fact, hear the click of the breech, you know, how when it was loaded, and I can still hear my father crying, you know, in a very high-pitched voice, "Nicht schießen, nicht schießen, don't shoot, don't shoot, it's, the curfew is over." And this guy was a German soldier. He stopped, he looked at his watch, and it was 4 o'clock, so he lowered the rifle. And we were allowed to go. In beginning of 1943, the ghetto was closed down, and we were moved to a concentration camp in Płaszów, which is nearby Krakow. It's like a suburb of Krakow. And this was a labor camp. You could take with yourself only what you can carry. So you didn't carry bedspreads or pillows or things like that. So my, once again, this very vivid recollection is of my uncle negotiating, talking to people, maybe someone has a pillow for the child. And eventually he got hold of a pillow which was partially torn, and you know, I can see the dawn kind of breaking away, flying all around, but it was a pillow, it was a luxury, it was a great thing. So I had this kind of a pillow for to put my put myself on, which was a great thing. But I do have a very vivid memory of arriving there. Okay, that's this once again. This is like, you know, looking at a picture. And this once again, because this was in a total contrast. It was not moving from a let's say 6-bedroom apartment to a 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom apartment. It was like moving from to different planets. And you know, we were living, as you must have seen in various photographs or movies or whatever, in those how do you call them, huts or barracks, and living on kind of platforms. I guess, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 inches of head space, I should say body space. So you really had to crawl in. They held a kind of a family discussion of what to do, and they decided that I'll stand better chances in getting out, trying to be on my own. And there was a practical problem of, first of all, how are they going to break the news to me? I overheard this whole discussion. Okay, it was going for a couple of nights. So I knew what's coming. So my reaction was very, very calm, as a matter of fact. This guy Pemper was supposed to stage a diversion at the gate, okay, trying to pull the guards' attention away with a bottle of vodka, which he somehow got. And at that time, they gave me the address, and they decided that it was a pretty straight walk. So I was supposed to walk out. And once again, we had this parting talk. They tied the scarf on me, and my mother gave me, which, you know, speaking logically, it was a stupid thing to do. But to me, it meant really everything. My mother gave me her student ID, high school ID, with a picture in it. She says, well, you keep my picture, you know, so when we meet again.
When we meet again, what did it mean to you?
Well, they said to me that when the war is going to end, they made a promise. When the war is going to end, they're going to come for me. And I realized, you know, after many, many years, how much, what does it mean for me to promise something? When you promise something, it's no matter what happens, what catastrophes, what hardships do you have to overcome, what does it mean to you? If you give your word, if you promise something, you have to do it. There is no way out. This is what I believed. In this way, to me, it was as, you know, this. That's where, if they say that they are coming for me, they will come, and this is something that kept